Reconnect. Please reconnect. There we go. Did it work? All right. Oh, yes. Beautiful. Okay, everybody's on. All
Chris,
right.
where are you?
I'm at Regis in the office.
Okay.
Yeah, but Brent has his own Wi-Fi here and doesn't really work that great on his own sometimes because I'm like one of the farthest offices away from it. So I just use the Regis one and it's better. So I keep forgetting to do that. Anyways, awesome. So we're back on. Thank you for introducing yourself, Julia. Nice to meet you. Glad to be here. Who else is new here? Ann Plath. Are you new, Ann Plath? Is she on your team too, Dylan? In the Big Island? No. Hi, Ann. Nice to meet you.
Aloha and good morning. I'm on Kauai and I get these emails all the time, so I wanted to check it out today.
All right, they work. The emails work. Finally, yes.
Yeah,
Well,
and the rooster was going off, so I had to mute my phone.
no worries. You know, we know roosters are a common thing, so it's all good. Like traffic over
Yeah.
here, roosters over
It
there.
was loud and obnoxious, like they are.
We got to have a lot of roosters so you know Kauai's in the house.
I love it. Ronnie, there you are, sir. Welcome, welcome. Nice to meet you, Ann, and I'm grateful that you've joined the call.
Thank
Good
you.
to-
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. And see, Adam Rymill, he's new too. Adam. Who's Adam? Adam, there we go. You with us, Adam?
Hey, Chris.
Hey there, sir. How are you?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing well. Nice to meet you again. I don't know if we've met personally, and I apologize up front right now. I have horrible memory. I can't remember what I had for breakfast 2 hours ago. So just being transparent there. Welcome to the team.
Thank you very much.
What area are you from, Adam?
Detroit, Michigan.
I was gonna say Michigan. I was gonna say it, but I didn't want to jump off the gun yet. All right.
He's with Ross.
All right.
Yep.
One of Ross's people.
He looks kind of like Mike Blake when he was 20.
Right.
Maybe. Right?
Like good head of hair. Like,
Yeah, like Mike Blake's younger son or something. That's awesome. I love it, Adam. Well, that's actually a compliment, though. Mike's awesome. We love him. Well, welcome, sir. Glad you're having a call. All right, awesome. Tell me something good, something new going on. First off, text messages are working, and that's good news. What else is something good news? Good to see some faces here I haven't saw in a while. Everybody's crushing it. Cindy, congratulations on your closings. You're closing like crazy. Your kids are going crazy in sports. Something good. I want to hear something good, y'all. Come on. What's one thing? And shoot it off. And it can be good to you. It doesn't have to be good like you went to the moon. Just something good to you in your life today. Maybe it was the coffee maker went off correctly and you got your coffee on time. I don't know. Figure out what that good is. I want to hear some good news. Something.
I got something good, Chris.
All right, good. Don't be shy.
I'm doing a journey to homeownership workshop tonight in one of our small towns, Kohala, on the Big Island, and it's super awesome. I'm bringing me, Misty, some realtors, lenders, title and escrow people, and some financial coaches to kind of go through the whole process on buying a home. And we had a really good turnout the last time we did it, so they asked us to come back. And I'm super pumped and excited about it because a lot of people get pre-qualified after they go to the workshop, and we're shopping for homes, and it's been very effective in these small little towns. So I'm going to do like maybe 2 more before the end of summer.
I love it. I saw that on social media. I was like, holy crap, it's amazing. What a great opportunity to create some culture over there and community and to be of serious value. Like, that's awesome.
This is like one of the most underutilized ways to build relationships and generate leads, right? Like every time they've been doing this, and Justice does them on the east side, you know, you get like 10 or 15 people, couples that come. And I mean, one, it's a super efficient way to do consultations, right? So you can do 10 individual meetings, or you can do them 10 all at once. And a lot of times people are more comfortable coming in a group and not like, you know, feeling like they're singled out. And what a service to like provide to people that you're providing all this information. You have all the right people there that can answer all of their questions. I mean, it's totally huge. And then they see that there's other people in the same situation, in the same boat. And then it gives them the inspiration to, hey, or somebody there will tell a story about how great their experience was and how they achieved their dreams. And so, yeah, so for everybody, I mean, I would highly encourage you guys to do these home buyer workshops. And it's going to make you better at your craft, right? You're going to have to come up with the materials, come up with a slide deck, really think about your presentation, coordinate with your lending partners and your escrow partners. I mean, it's just an awesome thing. So I'm super proud of Tara and the crew for doing this because it's huge.
That's amazing. Good job. High five for that one. That's actually really good news. And I love that, Dylan. I'm going to add on to that, it does hone your skills in, because that's not a normal style for most realtors. They're really kind of just bubbled into doing their little business for their niche. But you step outside and you create this opportunity to change. You're growing too, like massively growing everything. So your skill set to be able to talk in front of people, to present, to consult. I mean, so many things you're learning, and great. That's amazing. I had some friends over here did that, where they would walk the 4 apartment complexes right here in our neighborhood. There's 4 apartment complexes. They'd go and put these little flyers on there for home ownership, because everybody obviously was renting in those apartments, right? And they would host those same things. They get a little thing to have some drinks, some little hors d'oeuvres. It was like on a Tuesday night, and they talked to them about educating them on home buying. But it's a great way to get leads and a great way to kind of drag you out of your bubble. So good job, Tara.
And 2 other benefits, right? You can create social media content out of it. So you're putting it out there. This is a service that you're providing. And the other one is, if you record the whole thing, you can chop it up and turn it into additional content, right? YouTube content, more social media content. So, I mean, it's so many value adds to doing them. Such a good use of time.
Dude, I love that you put that out, because if you guys did the Krista Mayshore 3-day event, everything was about her doing things, or video. That is your thing that works for you 24/7, 365 right now while you're sleeping, and those are perfect opportunities, right? Start filming these things, snip it, cut them in a little 60-second reels. Those things work for you all day long.
Yeah, we talked about this the other day, right, Chris? It's Opus Clip. Everybody, it's on OPUS Clip. It's this new AI thing that you can basically put a link to a YouTube video in it. So if you record your entire homebuyer workshop and it's an hour of content, you just put it on YouTube and you put the clip into this, or the link into this Opus Clip, and it'll chop it up into 15, 30 to 60 or 30 to 90 second clips that will put the captions in. It'll reframe it so it's vertical video, and now you have content for 15 weeks. You can put a piece of content out every week for a week, every day, once a day for a week, or even more often than that. But yeah, we got all these amazing tools that are like zero cost, and you can really repurpose all that content for more stuff.
I know, that was amazing. Thanks for that share, dude. Opus, OPUS. That was like a lifesaver. I just started putting all kinds of videos in there, and it spits out. And actually, it rates it too. It'll say like, this is a 97. Like, this is the best content. It rates it for you and puts them out there. So if you're having struggles creating some reels and some value, do Opus. It works great.
There's a great Mike Sherrard video. If you go to his channel, where he goes through Opus and also generating a subject matter using AI and then moving it into Opus. So if you want kind of a step-by-step, it's one of the things he did in the last week.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
So I wanted to ask a question while I got the mic. Can you tell us what the costs are, if any, when you and your team do those workshops, Dylan, or the young lady who spoke before? Is it Tara? You're doing one this evening?
Yes, it's free for people to attend, and we bring food. All of us bring something. So we had like hot dogs and sandwiches and brownies and cake and chips and all those things, but it's free. And the first time I did it, 100% of the people that I brought got qualified. One is in escrow right now, one shopping for home. And then the second time we did it, there was probably 15 guests that came. 4 of them got qualified that night, 2 that night and 2 the next day, and the rest are working on it. So it's very effective. I realized that it's so much easier because I'm not having to go and do all the work. Everybody collectively goes and shares, invites, and a lot of these people are coming from other people, but we have this benefit of sharing how they can get from here to here with the help of everybody, not just the realtors, but the lenders, the escrow company, the financial people that help them with their finances. And it's been super amazing so far. It's only been my second one. This tonight will be the third one, and I'm just going to keep doing them because they're so good. And it takes a couple hours, like we got to drive out there, set up, do our presentation. The presentation part is about an hour and a half with questions, and then people just hang out after, talk stories. So it's been great. Free, we're not charging anything for it, but we are providing a lot of value, and then they turn into homeowners after. So it's a win-win for everybody.
That wasn't my question, actually, but thank you for that. I want to know what you
Sorry,
spent.
what was your question?
My question
Oh,
was,
what I
what did it
spent?
cost to put on the event?
Oh, well, we don't really have too much cost because the venue is free. It's just our food and then the content we make on Canva in our PowerPoints. We probably print out our home buyers work guide, which is our home buyers guide, which is about $10 a book, and our business cards. So not a lot of expense, maybe like $100 at the most with food and everything, I would think.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Sorry,
very
Ronnie.
minimal. No, very minimal for what you're looking to get in return, Tara. I mean, if you close a deal or two out of that, like you said, you close it, it's going to like 4 times that. So it's really just more of your time that you're inputting in this, more than the money cost factor here. But again, honing a lot of skills. So good for you guys. Congratulations, and keep doing that. Like once a quarter or however you guys do that. It's amazing. Good job. And obviously you're learning from the Jedi himself, Mr. Nanaka over there. That guy is a freaking Jedi. I love it. All right. Mara, you had your hand up. Mara, go for it.
Totally not real estate, but here in Hawaii, a lot of times you end up doing things yourself. And so yesterday evening, I changed my mom's oil on her truck, and a part broke, a part of the oil filter housing, and it was like getting dark already. And I'm like, oh no, she's not going to be able to drive. But thank you, O'Reilly Auto Parts. We were able to get the part and get her back on the road yesterday evening.
There we go. I love it. See, that's still something amazing. Good to you. That's
Oh,
awesome.
it was such a relief.
There we go. I want to hear these stories. These are good energy. This is what you need. O'Reilly, thank you, O'Reilly. Save the day. And for you to be able to get into the car and change the oil too. Bad props, girl. Dang, I love it.
Well,
All
they
right.
said you're on an island. Sometimes you have to learn to do things yourself because it's just not worth it to pay someone or wait for them to be able to do it for you. Just get it done. Get it over with.
You become more resourceful over there. I love that.
Yes.
Amazing. Awesome. All right. Anybody else? Good job, by the way. And I'm glad things worked out good for you guys. Any other good news? Anything exciting to change your life? Oil filter changes, transmission changes, maybe top in. Go ahead, Vanita. It doesn't have to be real estate related. Go for it.
I think it was last week, maybe Friday, there was the State of the Union
Mm-hmm.
meeting.
Yes.
And I just was very excited. It was just a great meeting. I keep listening to it, and I just think it was very, very positive. I'm very proud of the company, and I know that Ron was on the meeting, and it looks like he got super excited, and now he's going to build.
Yeah.
So it was really a great meeting.
I love it. Yes. And those are great. Those State of the Unions, when you get Glenn Sanford together, Michael Valdez, Brent, obviously anytime you get Brent into something, you're going to get infused. Like you want to walk away and walk on water. And it was great to see Jay Kinder and John Tsai, who's the president of Canada. So great stuff. A lot in store for EXP, a lot in store for all of you guys and what we have moving forward. And yeah, it was a great plug for Brent to really get some stuff going for Build, which is a great segue. Vanita, thank you for talking about that, because that's something we're going to, unfortunately, my guest speaker had to, I don't know, maybe it's the season. Again, a lot of times people are on vacation right now, challenging to get a lot of speakers now, so they had to not make it. EXP Explained. Yes, Sasha, we can, the link for EXP Explained on Thursdays, Sasha?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so if you go into the Google Classroom, are you in the Google Classroom yet?
I don't know.
That'd be a no. Okay.
I don't think so. Maybe not.
All right, I'll get with you after we get in the call. After we're done with the call today, I'm going to take you through that and get you on the Google Classroom. On there, every link for everything. Our we call it not scripts anymore. Dialogue by Design is our new sexy term. It's not scripts anymore. It's Dialogue by Design, by the way, every Mondays. And then Tuesday's team meeting, Thursdays, EXP Explained. Everything is on that entire thing. Okay. So anyway, yes. Vanita, go ahead.
Do you think you could show everybody how to go to the classroom on your computer? You put your screen and you show where to click and how to get the link every week?
So I can tell you right now, yeah. So I can share my screen right now if you want. Let me see if I put my glasses
I
on.
think it might be helpful for some people.
Okay. So I will go here. Entire screen. Share. Okay, give me 1 second. It's pulling up now. Okay, you guys see my screen, yeah?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, so basically I can open up a new window here, a new tab. If you find these little buttons right here, these are the Google Apps. There's 3, 6, 9 little dots here. Click on that, and it'll bring you down to your classroom. Click on the classroom, and if you're on, I already sent you a link to your email. and you should have your email where it opens up and invites you to go in here and click, and it allows you to go to the Team Freedom Classroom here. When you open this up, this stream actually has everything I post on it every day of stuff that's going on, either team meetings, podcasts, information about what's going on at EXP, things I want to communicate with the team. All of it's on here on a daily basis, and everybody can chime in here and just basically like a Facebook page right here. You guys could put something in here. Anybody can. You can write something. You can respond to anything. It's right here on the stream. If you click on the up here, you have stream, classwork, people, and grades. I have people and grades because I'm in charge of the classroom. But stream and classwork, if you click on classwork, it'll take you to everything here. Dialogue by Design, Tuesday weekly team meeting, and Thursday EXP Explain. If you click on any one of those, it takes you to the meeting. And here's the hyperlinks to them. You click on that, you can copy and paste those. Or you can click on it and go right into the meeting. Here's the scripts on PDF that you can print out too for the scripts class on Mondays. Okay. Also in the classwork, there is this access to Team Freedom Google. This will take you to the Google page. You can click on here to start Google Drive, and it has all the stuff on it, training modules, stuff for information about EXP, all the training courses, different hyperlinks, everything in that too as well for here in the classwork. Okay. So this is where you go, classwork, and everything's here for all your classes. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay,
Can
thank
you?
So yeah, if anything, if you have not got the link, check your emails. I sent it to you. I know I have. If I have in the beginning, because I managed to everybody one. It's a link. It'll invite you to the Google Classroom for Team Freedom, and it'll invite you and you go through it, and it goes through, and you can actually go through that whole entire process of going. That's where everything's at.
Chris,
Yes.
can you explain when somebody new joins the team,
Mhm.
what is the procedure for them to get invited into the classroom?
So
What do we
whenever,
need to do?
yeah, totally. So as the people, I check my back office every 2 or 3 days, typically, and I see all the people coming on there brand new. And as they are, I actually initially, I put them in my KV core, and then I send them out an instant welcome video that has everything on it. Gives them a welcome to EXP, welcome to Team Freedom, gives them a breakdown of everything that's going on with us at Team Freedom. Let them know they're going to get a link to a Gmail, but I do need it at Gmail. So when they're in the back office, if their email address has a gmail.com address, I can send them an invite instantly. If they don't have an at gmail.com address, I have to go out there and get that from them. Okay, so hopefully when they see the welcome video that explains that, they can respond back. At that point, that's when I invite them to the Google Classroom. And then that's when they're part of my KV Core, which means every Monday they'll get the text messages to give you an update on the week's events and all the stuff going on. So they'll be invited to both the Team Freedom Classroom and the KV Core text messages on Mondays. That's how they get it set up. Okay?
Thank
So
you.
everybody that comes through new gets that instantly. So if they're in the back office, they'll get that instantly. So anyways, I hope that helped, Sasha. But yeah, that's where you got to go get those, and I can help you get on there again. Go through your email and find that link. I can go and see if make sure I did respond back to you. Do you have an at gmail.com address, Sasha? Okay. So if I have that, then I did send it to you. Okay, cool. Anyways, all right. So moving forward, going to segue into that. A couple things I want to talk about because we had kind of improv here is we are at our 6-month mark. July 1st literally is Saturday. We are 6 months in. I talked about it at the beginning of June, but somebody said, hey, we need to wait till the end of June because it gives us a full 6 months. So great. We're at July. We are knocking on July. We are here, 6-month mark, halfway through the year. Where are you at with your business, your goals, all the things you're looking to do this year in comparison to where you're at, right? So that's what we want to be honest about. A couple things. I mean, Dylan shared some stuff with him and some numbers that he's at with his team. I look at it from a view of where we're at with Team Freedom. I look at our numbers, our first quarter numbers. Actually, when I reported those, I won't have June's until June reports to the back office. So it'll be in July, mid-July, if I finally get those numbers where I can calculate and know exactly where we're at, how many deals we got so far. But as far as the first quarter, right, 90 days, we were only 4 deals off from what we did in 2020, last year, same time, which means that was a great market. Like the first part of that year was a great market in 22. And the first half was, people were still rocking the first half. So we were literally only 4 deals off in this declining market from the end of 2022 to 2023. We were only 4 deals off from what we were doing. So I'm super excited. We're on a push. I don't know where we're at again. I'll know the numbers for coming July, where we're at for the 6-month mark. But for our first quarter, we're doing great. So what I want to do is kind of put this out to see where you guys are at. Kind of really focus in and look at a couple things. One, where's you're at with your 6 months goals and your yearly goals. And if anybody wants to share some of that stuff, this is time to be open and transparent. This is time to really just open up and allow yourself to, if you aren't making those goals, what can we do together as a team to help you get there? Because that's what we're about. This is what this is about. Every one of these meetings are designed that way to help plug in, to create, elevate, and add value to you guys so we can help you grow. So I don't know if anybody wants to share. Obviously, Dylan, you can clear with some of your numbers real quick because you got those numbers that are rocking. And then let's talk about some of the ones that we're at with your guys' goals for 6 months and where you're at. And if you're not there, it's okay. Because I can tell you right now, I'm not where I'm supposed to be at in 6 months either. I'm not. For where I'm supposed to be at for the year, I'm not the benchmark for me 6 months. I'm off of it. So I know I got to reevaluate some things and rechange some things in my life and my business and my personal behaviors to get myself on track. Is that fair enough? So that's the key. Like, I'm openly admitting that I am not where I'm supposed to be at in 6 months. According to my matrix and my benchmarks, I'm not. So that's being completely honest. So I have to raise the bar, change some things, change some behaviors, and change some activities I'm doing. Maybe add a little more fuel, turn the volume. I don't know, one of those things, but I have to figure that out. So anyways, I hope everybody can share with some stuff right now, what you're doing right now, your benchmarks in 6 months of where you're at, where you want to be at. And if you're not there, let's figure out why. But kick it off, Dylan, if you want some of your numbers real quick.
Sure, absolutely. And I'll start with just the importance of just having a target, right? Like writing it actually down, having a plan. I could tell you for us at the end of last year, I set a goal for the team just to do what we did last year. Like that would be a win. Like we saw the declining market coming. We were going to be down 30 to 40% in our market in terms of number of transactions. And I felt like if we could sustain what we had done the year prior, that would be an enormous win. So that was where we set the benchmark was let's just do what we did last time, because that's going to require us to have a significant larger share of the market, because if we just stayed proportional to what we did the year before, we would have a 30-40% decline like everybody else. And so it's looking like, again, the month's not over yet, but in 2022, in the first 6 months of 2022, and this was the end of the boom, right? The crazy party where it was insane. And that's kind of June is when the interest rates started going up and the market started declining. We did 93 million in the first 6 months of 2022. And we're at like 125 right now. I'll probably close the first 6 months of 23 at 130 million. That's like a 30% increase from the year before. It's ridiculous. I mean, like that's not it. If you look at the declining market, there's a declining market of 35%, and then we're increasing our production by 30%. And on the unit side, it's even bigger. So in the first 6 months of 22, we did 244 units, and as of yesterday, it was 290. So we'll close at probably around 300 units, and we did 500 the entire year last year. So we're way on track to exceed what we did last year. So we're not just staying even to where we were, but we're gonna exceed that, and that's primarily due to two things. One, the mindset of we weren't going to participate. We talked about this last year. Was when the market started getting shitty, I just told everybody you can stick your head in the sand and you can be depressed about it and you can participate in all of that negative noise, or you can just say I'm going to continue to do what I did and go to work. And we did basically two things that I felt like at the end of last year and the beginning of this year is we just doubled down. We spent more money on advertising, did more lead generation. I just knew we were going to have to generate more leads in order to continue to sustain the same amount of business. We expanded. We opened another office. Like just didn't participate, right? I mean, there's one thing to have the mindset of not participating, but then there's also like taking action to actually show. And I could tell you the first quarter of this year, it was freaking uncomfortable. Like they were really bad. Like the first 2 months, January and February, like revenue was way down. They were lost months in terms of, revenue versus costs. And I was like, doesn't feel very good, but I'm just gonna, continue to stay the course. And things started to kind of pick up in March and April and May, and now we're rocking again. So, yeah, that's the biggest thing is just knowing exactly what you want to do. It's almost like easier, right, to exceed than it is to fail if you actually know where you want to be and you're taking some action. But the big one is just taking action and actually putting motion behind what your intentions are. So that's kind of our short story, but so far so good.
Dylan, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Of the 30% growth, what percentage of that is coming from Maui?
Very, very little.
Okay, we'll get those guys on the ball.
Well, I mean, and some of that is, I mean, there's that we just launched over there our lead programs
Sure.
like 2 months ago. So we're not seeing a ton of production yet. And so I see the latter 6 months of this year even being better because of the expansion too. So yeah, so it's and of course there's always growth. That's a big thing is just growth in the team. I mean, we're in a market where there's going to be a loss of probably 20% of agents. We're increasing agent count. And that's a big one too, is just going out there and spreading the message that if you're hurting right now, if you're suffering in silence, we can help you. We know how to help you, and we know how to help new agents succeed, or agents that are competent but just don't have the support system and leads that they need to succeed. And so that's helping, of course, drive growth. Is we're just adding people to the roster, right? But that's also driven by like having the actual stuff to back it up. Because if they're coming and they're not being successful, that's not going to continue. So you got to perform.
Okay. I wanted to give you an update on our team. So we're not as forward as you, but we're doubling down on our efforts. Our goal was 40 million for the year for my small team, and we're at 18 million. So we got some homework to do. One thing I just wanted to thinking to say to amplify what Chris and Dylan said is the idea not only of having goals, like I want to do 40 million with our team for the year, but break them down by months. And so if I broke down 6 months by 22 million, then I know what my goal is for the month. And I can figure out how many leads I need to convert to get there. And then on the 15th of the month, and this is something maybe you learn with KW, is like the 15th of the month protocol. So my goal for the month was X million. It's the 15th. I'm only 30% of the way there. That means I got to make a lot more phone calls the second half of the month to get there. Anyway, that's all I had.
I love it. Thanks for sharing that. And it's 100% correct. I'll piggyback on that, Ronnie, that everything needs to be measurable, right? If you're not measuring your metrics and understanding your numbers, that's where a lot of realtors actually fail, because they kind of just flounder, like that wandering generality. They just kind of keep pushing forward, thinking, I'm going to make it work, but they really have no definitive plan. They have no definitive numbers, nothing to measure them by to know whether you need to turn the volume up or lower the volume down. I mean, you need to know what to gauge yourself off of. And if you know your numbers, then you have a better perspective of that and have an idea of what to do that. And you're right. If you hold yourself to that benchmark of this time of the month where you're at, if it's not met those metrics, you need to turn the volume up. And it goes back to what you said. It's all about literally action. Everybody asks, what's the key to success? It's consistency. That's it. And they look at you kind of like, wait, that's it? Like, I want to hear something new. Like, there's got to be something better. No, it's consistency. Go to work, roll your sleeves up and get going. And they just don't want to hear that. And yet they sit there kind of just paralyzed because they're like, it's ironic. They want to hear something like some magic pill. And there is none. It's like literally going back to basics, understanding your skill set, sharpening your skills, and then going after it. Literally just going after it passionately and obsessively. Right now, that's what's going to take the kick right now. Being obsessive and passionate about what you want to do and going after it. There's nothing else. I'm sorry. If you're expecting something else, I don't know what to tell you. The love boat is going to float by and you're going to miss it. It's just you got to get going. So, I mean, and this is true transparency. I love that, Ronnie, you share your numbers. I think you're going to make those numbers. I love that whole change of the vernacular. I think we're going to make it, and we're going to make it. Like, you are going to survive. You're going to figure out how to make it work. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. What are you willing to do to commit to make it happen? That's the difference between winning and not winning, right? That mental capacity of knowing that you're going to do this, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts. So what are you going to do? Vanina, I want to respond real quick. I know when you raise your hand. I do want to answer your question about putting a 6-month plan together. Absolutely. We can do a 6-month goal plan for you. And I'll be honest. Let's get it at raise of hands. Let's totally honest here. Who did not really put a business plan together for 2023? And it's okay. Just being completely honest. So you can raise your hand and just be like, okay, I didn't do it. Yeah, who didn't put a business plan together? It's all right. And if you didn't, that's fine, because that's admitting this is first smart. And it's okay, because now we can figure out how to move and change that. Like, we need to put a plan. Like Dylan said, if you don't have an end goal, you are a wandering generality. You're not a meaningful specific. You need a target. If you don't have that target, you have no idea what to shoot for every day. So there's so many of these little small little variables that change the dynamic of you succeeding, and actually they're easy fixes. So yes, go ahead, Evan. You had a question, go for it.
I wanted to ask Dylan if he has a video about knowing your numbers and making a business plan.
I do. I gotta dig it up, but I definitely do. And I think on that note, Chris, we should just do like in November, just do like a 2-hour session, and we can do a business planning workshop for sure. Yeah, I mean, we can do that sooner too. I'll go dig up some stuff, and I definitely, we do that every year, individually, as a workshop, and then of course we do level up in December, which is all about goal setting, vision boarding, business planning, all that stuff. So yes.
Love it. I gotta.
If you find this video, would you make it available to the
Oh
group?
yeah. I think it's already on my YouTube somewhere. I just gotta go. It's old because it was from like last year, right? But
I know you had one called the Millionaire Mindset.
yes,
That was kind of maybe goal setting but yeah, if you could share, that would be fantastic. And I'm just thinking it's not only for myself, but for a lot of other people I know.
well, and even and I'll do you one better. I have a workbook I can share with you too that we actually use to actually write stuff down and do your calculations and all that stuff. I got spreadsheets, all that good stuff. So
Yeah,
actually,
it's a calculation.
we should just do a session. We should just do a session. I need to show you how to use it. So we actually need to do a training session on that.
Yes.
You can ask questions and be interactive.
I guess we
That
can
would
make
be
it where it's a requirement. That way, we next year by 2024, everybody will have their hand not raised, saying that they got their business plan done for 2024 in November, October, November. You should have that already going. That way, you're already off to a running start 90 days in before the new year, because it takes 90 days to get that momentum going. So if you're making your business plan January or January of 2024, you're already behind 8 ball. You need to have this done by October, November, and really have this thing implemented. The behaviors, the patterns, the activities, all already implemented by January 1. You're off running the races. There's a real simple one, Vinny and I can give you too. 1-pager that we did. KW had an amazing one. 135. It's a GPS. It's a great, easy goals, priorities, and strategies that you can put down. Super basic, super generic, but it can break down all the things you do right now for the next 6 months. And I just literally put it into place of identifying what those look like. But yeah, we can do something like that too.
Chris,
Yeah, I think it was Keller Williams kind of business plan, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was super easy. 135 and
Just need a reminder. And I think I know a lot of people that need a reminder.
oh yeah, all of us.
Knowing the numbers. Dylan is fantastic. He knows the numbers, knows his numbers. I think I know a lot of agents that don't know the numbers. It's just we're busy doing things.
It's completely the principle of where your focus goes, your energy flows, right? And if you have something that you like now, my new obsession is the EXP leaderboard. Who's not been to the EXP leaderboard? You guys know what that is?
Yeah.
So in my EXP, EXP has a leaderboard now. If you go to my EXP, it's under tools, and then it opens up, and you can do all kinds of different filters. But it shows you individual agents and teams, and then you can sort by team size. You can sort by state. You can kind of come up with all these different reports. But it shows you what the production is in the entire company. And so there's something I look at every day. And in Hawaii, we're by far and away number one. Like there's no competition. So then I gotta look at nationally. And we ended the year last year as number 20 in the entire nation of all teams of EXP, right? It's ridiculous. I mean, just unbelievable. Like, I just cannot fathom that. But then now I constantly look at it because I want to move up the leaderboard, right? So as of right now, we're at our numbers are screwed up because we changed our team name. We dropped the word from our team name. So we're reporting twice as 2 separate teams. We're working on getting that fixed. But if you look at it today, we're number 12 in the nation in terms of amount of production just this year, right? So that, but that's something I obsess over. I look at it every single day, right? And it's because of that. I mean, I know the universe is rewarding me for that, right? So if you don't look at it and you don't have something, whatever you feel what drives you, right? But that kind of stuff drives me. It's less about the production. I just want to win.
On that, my EXP, do you look at it on the computer or on your phone?
Both, but I always, it's one of my tabs that's always open on my computer is my revenue share dashboard and the my XP leaderboard. Like I always look at that every single day. So
Obsessive with it. Got to. Yeah, I love it. And by the way, I just want to make sure those who are listening and think like, oh my God, Dylan's amazing. Yes, he is amazing. But just understand where he came from, right? It was just him and his brother that started selling real estate 4 years ago. So to think that, oh my God, this is not possible or only can happen to people like Dylan. No, it can happen to anybody on this call. If you're as passionate and driven and focused and just obsessed about wanting to succeed, period. If you're not, then you will never be. That's just what it is. But he is obsessed about being it. And I love that about him because it's infectious. Like I want to rub against him, not literally, but I want to rub against him, rub his head. Like, dude, I want that. It's obsessed. You want that passion to be amazing. So that's just, I want you guys to make sure you eliminate that from your limiting beliefs right now. If you're thinking that in your head right now, that only things like that happen to people like Dylan, stop it. Stop it. Because everybody in this call has the ability to be where he's at right now. Jill, you had a question. Go for it. You had a raise. Go for it.
Oh, not so much a question. I was simply going to say, as you're looking at everything, for us, we did the same thing Dylan did, and started end of October last year, really looking at our market. Same thing. We're looking 30-40% down. Our halfway for the year, we're right on track where we wanted to be. But for us, we watched price points come down a little bit too. So we had to make up for it through there. And with losing a couple of team members, we also recognized that, okay, now you got to turn up more out of the people that you now have. So one of the things that I'm really passionate about, and Mike is also, is us going through your MLS. You should be able to look, area by area of what's moving, what's not. Our traditional locations to sell are here in Rochester, Rochester Hills, Oakland Township. I just looked the other day. There's a total of 19 houses in the city of Rochester for sale right now. That's it. So, those prices are staying elevated. But then we started looking and saying, okay, where can we go to help keep making a profit for things? So it's every 30 days, we're looking and saying, what's the neighborhood that's selling the more of? And really staying true to who we are, but then also looking and saying, what can we do to get into those neighborhoods? Do we know? Did we buy? Did we sell? What's happened over there? And looking and readjusting, where the dollars are spent, where my ad buys go to when I'm targeting into different areas. Simply because, if I keep targeting for the 19 houses that are for sale here in Rochester, we're not going to make it. And so it's us looking at a different city that might be a little bit farther of a drive. When I say farther for us, it might be a 10 to 15 minute drive. But now you got to start looking outside of where those things come from. So I think a lot of times in looking at those business plans, start yourself solely with just looking and saying, where the house is selling around me. Mm-hmm. And that's an easy way. I love that Tara's out doing first-time homebuyer type seminars, which I saw it on Facebook also. So you've made it all the way here to the Midwest. I was trying to figure out how to get there today, but there's a lot of things that you can do, that help keep cycling yourself up in things versus just saying like, okay, well, there's only 19 houses, no one's moving. Just look at where your ad placements are going too will help.
I love it. That's amazing. You're right. So knowing your market, knowing your inventory, knowing your places, we talk about that all the time too, right? Not only do you know your numbers, but know your business, but know your numbers in the production and what things are selling. And then you need to turn your target, your needle to other different directions. Don't just sit there when things are not going great. Like you're right. Throw your hands up. Screw it. No, you go and improvise. You get creative. You go out there and do things outside the box. If you're obsessed and passionate and really just driven, you're going to do whatever it takes. There is no excuses, no boundaries, no limitations, no walls, period. Right? You're going to do whatever it takes. So if you got that mentality, I'm going to do whatever it takes, then you look at all avenues and all facets and you figure out what that looks like, right? It's really true. So getting to that place where you're sharpening your skills, understanding your market, understanding your numbers, knowing how to utilize them to its highest level to figure out where you need to be focusing your energy at. Those are all great things. So there's plenty of business to be done. We just got to get more creative and we got to think outside the box, right? We cannot live off of excuses that shit isn't working, because that's exactly why you're not going to get anywhere. So let's get out of that mentality. Anything is possible at this point in Junction. I mean, literally, you have 6 more months to go, half a year to go to get to where you need to be at. So you need to shut out all the white noise, get rid of all the limiting beliefs, focus, put your nose to the grind, and go after it and get creative. And be a part of groups like this, because I think this is what's important, right? Being a part of something like this helps you get energized, stay focused, stay committed, because no one succeeds on their own. You need some kind of community and culture. You do, hands down.
Yeah, on that note, Chris, I'm gonna disagree with you about being creative, right? Like this is something that I heard at shareholders, and in a market like this, it's not time for innovation, right? It's time for the basics. So So one of the things, and this is key, this is an action step that we're taking right now is one of the sessions I went to as shareholders was about just going back to the basics of FSBOs, expireds, and pre-foreclosures, right? And something that we probably didn't have to work in the last couple of years because there were just buyers falling out from the sky, and there were no expireds, right? I mean, FSBOs would sell right away, so we didn't have to go after those guys. There was no foreclosure for 2 years, right? I mean, you couldn't do it. So Mara's on this call. She's helping lead and develop a team where we're gonna specialize and have a sub team go after those leads. And so I spent some money, bought some data, a new program, so we can get that information on a real-time basis. But going back to the basics, right, and saying there's the businesses out there, and so far the response we've gotten is pretty ridiculous in terms of like nobody's working these leads and nobody's providing this service and reaching out to these people and offering help. And because of that, right, people have forgotten what actually works, and all we got to do is go back to the basics on what actually works, and the business is still there.
Yeah, I love it. You're right. 1,000%. I agree. Back to basics. Stop overthinking this. It really is 1, 2, 3 ABCs. And real estate's simple like that, though. Truth about it, we're not like building rockets to go to the moon. We're just selling houses. I mean, I don't want to make it seem downplayed or watered down, but the truth is we're making it a bigger problem than it really is. Getting back to basics and just find ways to get in front of people, a human being. How can I get in front of a human being? That's what it counts. Right?
Here's one more actionable item that's working is direct mail. So we also started a luxury team because the luxury programs launched. And so we have this other program that we're doing where we sent out, I think it was 140 buyer letters. So just saying we have a buyer that's looking, so this database that we have, you can like pull like very specific property types. So if you have a luxury buyer, it's called a buyer concierge service for a luxury buyer. And if you have, very specific criteria, you can pull data from homeowners off-market properties and mail to them. And you basically send them, it looks like it's auto pen, but it's a handwritten letter that is telling the seller like, hey, I'm looking for a property like yours. Have you ever been interested in selling? And I think we've gotten to date like 29 calls back, like off of 140 letters. So,
wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, and some more people just call and say, I'm not interested, thanks for reaching out or whatever. But again, you're making contacts, you're building your database, you're talking to people. And I've never seen that type of response off of direct mail. But guess what? Nobody's doing direct mail, right? That's why like people have forgotten how to just throw away the direct mail because they hardly get it with the all the new regulations and stuff. They don't get as much junk mail anymore. So the stuff they get, they actually open and they read. So yeah, man, that's a very low cost per lead acquisition, right? If you sending a dollar per letter and you can get, that kind of like a 30% response rate, that's off the charts. Usually direct mail is like 2% response rate. So
there we go.
We're using direct mail also using Thanks.io right through KV Core. You can link it right to your KV Core account. And if you get the professional, like the account where it's going to auto-populate, like it renews at like $500 for us. So we renew it, but like I just sent out 355 letters last week. I can actually track and see what day they were delivered. I can see if the QR code was scanned. I can then follow up with them back through my KV Core, and it's all right there, linked right in with you. But like Dylan was saying, we've then taken also, like I wanted to hit one neighborhood because one agent has 5 buyers for one of the small lakes. She lives in the neighborhood. So that's why we sent 355 of them out for her, just so that it could be. But it's an auto pen, looks like it was written, comes in a nice envelope with a return address from us. And it was like $1.07 a mailer. So
wow,
it's a great way to go.
I love it. And I love the fact that it ties into KV Core thing. I had no idea that either. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
A great addition to
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris. I had one more strategy to amplify the similar approach. And that's like a GeoFarm postcard that says, we have buyers. Jack and Sybil looking for acreage, 3-bedroom house, 2 kids. You put 2 or 3. These are buyers. I have gotten a lot of responses from sellers who they think, I'm just going to bring them a buyer. They don't need a realtor. But similar to what Dylan has done, it's a great way to get engagement, to say you have buyers and you can make them real. I mean, maybe by the time they respond, that buyer, has bought something else. But I think that's another good technique.
I love it. Thanks for sharing. All these are great ideas, you guys. Again, getting back to basics and doing some of the things that have been around forever, and yet getting back to them, because you're right. I think a lot of people are just going towards the automated, because everything you talk about and hear about right now is about the digital marketing space, right? Which is true. I mean, the eyeballs are on the social media aspect, so the digital marketing is huge. I think you should definitely probably try to create a business plan around that, but don't forget about the things that have been working forever and go back to that as well. And thinking that just because the digital marketing piece is really hot, that I'm going to focus on that, and it's not really turning yet because it takes time to get the rhythms going, that you forget about the other stuff, the basic things, the open houses, the digital marketing, the mailers, that kind of stuff. Get back to the basics, things like that, so you can implement both. It's about getting all that stuff together and getting back to what you need to do. Did you have Sasha? You had a question?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, if you are express offer certified, then you do have buyers, you know?
Gotcha. Yep.
Just saying.
True. Good point. Awesome. Anybody want to
I'm
add?
curious, I got a question though. Has anyone done express offers or interfaced with the investors in the state of Hawaii?
I am certified, but I haven't yet. But there's specific requirements that the companies want from the properties. And in Hawaii, the two companies that are working with express offers want them to be 0 lot line properties. So it's more like the newer houses and like Eva Beach and like Waianae and stuff, but I just haven't come across any sellers yet for that. So,
Gotcha.
but just saying, I mean, that's just in Hawaii.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you for sharing that. You're right. Express offer is an option. And if anybody does get some experiences or opportunities to go through those, share them with us. Kind of give us some feedback, what you think, how it goes. Awesome. All right. We got about 8 minutes left here. I just want to kind of also throw in a couple of things. I think this other opportunity is continuing to build on your skill set, your abilities to connect. Events are super important right now. That's another thing. I know right now you put that kind of the back burner, because a lot of people do, like, oh my gosh, you know, my expenditures out doesn't really like consist of me doing things like traveling to certain events. And I know that's something that's probably not on the forefront, but it's important when you go to these things that the atmosphere you're part of, the energy you're part of, it inspires you to do things that you wouldn't normally do, and you go learn. You get to connect with people there on a belly to belly basis, where you can sit down and they will share anything with you. That helps you grow exponentially in you and your business personally and in the business. So the events are important. Like, I really want to say, Build's coming up July 10th through 12th in Texas, San Antonio. Another great, amazing event. I mean, it really is. It's inspiring to help you get really plugged in with those that are high levels, because all the high level people are there. It will change the way you think about running your business. I'm telling you right now. Is it worth the spend? Absolutely. The cost of doing business. When you own your own business, you have to you got to spend money to make money. And as like Dylan's talking about, we go and we press forward, we double down, we do things right now in a downturn, we do things right now in a recession. When people are pulling back and people are running, you're charging that storm, you're going right through it, and you're making it happen, because when you get to that storm, I promise you, you're going to be better, you're going to be smarter, you're going to be wiser, more educated, more powerful than everybody else that kind of took the ranks and went back. I'm just telling you right now, you will, and you will succeed, and you'll thrive. So these events are important right now. If you can make it to Build in July, I know it's a short notice right now. If you haven't thought about it, we've been talking about it for a while. I know Ronnie's looking for a guest to stay with him in one of his rooms. It really is not a hard flight. It's really not a hard deal to go out there to make these events. EXPCon is coming up in Vegas, October 5th, I think, 5th, 6th, and 7th, I think it is. I think it's the 5th to the 7th. Another great event. That one in Vegas, really easy to get to. It's a great opportunity to plug in and see everybody within EXP. Be around a culture, be around a community, be around others that are going to lift you up, elevate you, help you grow. There's something about being in face-to-face with people that you don't get over Zoom. I mean, I love the Zoom thing, but man, when you're there in the pits, in the fire with everybody, there's something you get there, it's infectious. So I'm telling you, these events are important. If you want to put value into you and your business right now, also consider doing that. It's extremely important and it's valuable. You will not regret that. I'm telling you right now. You're never going to look back and regret, God, I wish I didn't go. I wish I didn't go there. That was useless to me. No, it's going to be what you put into it. If you put into it and you expect it, you're going to get it. That's just how it works in life. Okay. But if you go there and with this downward, like depressing thought of, this is going to be garbage. What a waste of money. I shouldn't have wasted my time. You're going to get that out of it too. It's all what you put into it. It's your mindset. So it's super important. I would suggest strongly about that. If you guys think about that, July 10th through 12th, come up and Build. and then EXPCon coming in October. So great opportunity to plug into both those things for you guys for help you build your business. Anybody else want to add something? Last 5 minutes we're here. Shout out something. Just FYI too, the next 2 Tuesdays, I'll send a message out anyways, but just giving you guys this head up. Next Tuesday is 4th of July. So we won't have a meeting there because it's 4th of July. And the following Tuesday, we will be in build. So we want to have no team meetings for the next 2 Tuesdays, just FYI. Okay. But again, I will send something out. Hopefully you guys get the messages on the text thread because they'll hopefully start working and you'll get that. So yeah, but just FYI, that's where we're at. Just to kind of give you guys a heads up. But I hope this is of value, guys. I just continue pushing forward. Seriously, get real specific. If you want, reach out to one of us. I'll be more than happy to sit with one of you guys and want to go over some business plans. And even if you want to, we can go over a business plan. Get specific, get targeted, get focused, get driven, and let's get busy. Like there's no real excuses here other than the ones that we want to tell ourselves. Other than that, there's no reason in the world whatsoever why we can't reach our goal by the end of December. Me including. So I'm right there with you all. Okay? I hope this is great value to you guys. I love each and every one of you guys like tremendously. And there's everything you need. Please, 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 please. Always make you guys all have my number. And until next week, man, I love you all. You have an amazing week.
Let me share one final attraction note, you guys. Attraction win, okay? Is going back to like people aren't, production's awesome, but again, right? If you attract, you get return on that investment for years to come. But I have been just reaching out to individual brokers in town that have small brokerages, and I'm looking at their numbers, and like they're the only one carrying the office because everybody else is hurting. And I reached out to this one that younger broker that I respect, and I asked her to go to coffee, and I said, looking for partners that want to grow their business or whatever. And the response was, I want to be transparent. I'm not looking to grow my business, but I would really love to offload all my agents to somebody like you. So let's go have coffee.
Love it. Have my team.
Right? So these folks are hurting, and especially these indie brokers who like have 5 or 10 agents that aren't producing, that are looking at them for guidance and want them to spend more money, and they're barely making it, paying their own office rent and stuff. Like the environment is ripe for the picking, and we have to go out there and actually touch people and make those relationships and make those connections. So spend some time doing that. Spend 1 hour a week. You'll be amazed at the results.
I love it. And I just want to piggyback on that. The truth is, it's no different than your real estate business, right? You really got to hone in and start building those relationships with those buyers and sellers. You don't have to change and pivot and quit your job as a realtor to go recruit agents either, or attract agents. Like Dylan took 2 minutes and he makes some phone calls. It's a part of your business plan. It's not like you quit selling real estate and take all your focus off of doing production. This is something you add to your business plate of just having conversations, but it's with realtors who honestly, their pains. This is a warm call. You're not selling them Tupperware or knives or a vacuum cleaner. You literally are going in the pits with them and understanding their challenges. Like Dylan said, their pains already.
Here's the simple play is just pull the 2022 report of production, and then you put it next to the 2023 report of production, right? Just do the first 6 months of this 6 months. And when you make that call and you say, how's your business doing? You know what the answer is already because you saw what their numbers were, right? Yeah. So this is like, you could go in with the intel. It's not like you're making a cold call and you're reaching out to help, right? And give them a better option.
Yep. So yeah, I just want to make sure we get rid of those myths in your head that you have to change everything and start a whole new script and figure out how to do all this stuff. No, you don't. You just need to keep doing your job, be amazing at it, and have these random conversations with people that you run into. Make it an intentional conversation. That's all it is. It's a conversation about real estate. And then honestly, let Dylan and myself, one of us, we will definitely jump on a call with anybody on this page. Anybody. Any time of the day. You text me, I will jump on a call with anybody. And then let us do all that with the heavy sledgehammer. We'll do that heavy lifting for you guys. Okay? You just do the great invitation. Invite. Be the great inviter. We'll do the rest. Okay? Awesome, man. All right. You guys have a great week. Love you guys. First call.
Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome. Say love you. What were you saying? Was that Blake? Is this what?
Is the agent, the overview explain call happening this week?
Yeah, every Thursday.
Okay.
EXP Explained every Thursday. Yep. Absolutely. Right. I'll be there. All right, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Go out.
Hey, have a great day, guys.
Great week.
See you.